Monterey Park. A small city known mostly for its restaurants. And restaurants. And restaurants. And did I mention restaurants? So, where was I going to find artwork in this city? And then I realized the solution to my predicament was at the liquor store. In its parking lot, to be exact. Now, while it's likely that most people don't come to the liquor store to see this mural, it's definitely something worth talking about. It sets a lone Native American Indian riding on a horse against a backdrop of nature, hills, trees, and plains. We get a sense of movement against the still scenery from the Native American and the horse. The horse is painted in mid-gallop, giving the type of weight-shift balance similar to Polycletos doryphoros and accentuating the diagonal movement. From the hunter, our eyes follow the direction of his drawn arrow and intense, calculating gaze toward the herd of bison. The background gives a peaceful contrast. Its colors work in harmony, using earthy tones such as dark green and brown. Although the brightness gradient isn't very gradual, the more yellow, lighter sands against the darker purple mountains does set a contrast. The same for texture gradient. It is not gradual, but the objects closer, such as the man and the horse, are painted in greater details than the more flat and distant hills and mountains. The result from both of these rough gradients gives a rough atmospheric perspective, some depth, as though we are observing the valley floor from higher ground. Then, I realized that there is another piece of artwork just down the street. See it? Let's slow down. Right there. This painted electric box is also art. The blue background, orange hummingbird, and orange flowers complement each other, making the art pop out and glow against an otherwise dull piece of metal. The hummingbird seems to be the focal point on this side of the box. Its colors are noticeably brighter than the others, and its position gives a different movement, a bird flying across stagnant flowers. There's also a horizontal balance of the flowers on these sides, as the left and right have more or less the same number of objects. There's not too much value contrast, but the lack of build-up just makes the artwork more bold. Finally, this piece has unity through the distribution of orange flowers and blue skies on all sides. While Monterey Park is a small city, it is still a growing city, and with growth comes urbanization, more pollution, more metal, more inorganic entities. The concrete wall and metal electric box are such examples, but the artwork on them transforms them. The mural of an open, rolling landscape offers a window to a time before pavement and cars. As we urbanize, we tame nature, compromising its free, natural qualities depicted in the mural. It's the same idea for the electric box. It's an unnatural protrusion of metal, and just a couple of feet from it is a huge, buzzing electric plant. Electricity is a necessity for today's lifestyle, but it's still an eyesore. The painting on the electric box helps to lessen the harshness of the metal and almost remind us not to lose sight of the natural world as we go on about with our daily routines. These artworks are inorganic chameleons. A chameleon blends in with surroundings. Similarly, the artworks on these inorganic objects help incorporate them into a more natural environment. Of course, the resemblance isn't uncanny, but it's much nicer than concrete, metals, and grays. An inorganic chameleon represents an important harmony between urbanization with respect to the natural world.